Hey, y'all doing? This is Preacher Man R&B, and this is another Arrow Reviews Thursdays. This week is Season 4, Episode 4. What happened in the flashback scenes this episode is Oliver has to make it look like this woman's dead. And the way he does this, he uses a thing that he learned from Yao Fei to make it where it looks like they're dead, but they're really still alive. And the reason he did this is because one of the guys that's over this place on Lian Yu that's having these people captured for to make these drugs tells them to show them the body, and they go to the cave where the woman was, and he shows them the body. And when this guy's leaving, he finds Oliver's pack that he had coming back on the island, the pack that had his computer that's connected to Amanda Waller and not artist, and that's all that really happens in flashback scenes. What's happened in present day is that the anti-vigilante task forces went rogue, and what they're doing is they're stealing drugs and selling them to that way they can have money to feed their families. And Detective Lance gets Oliver and Team Arrow to look into this, and this is what we find out. And Oliver and Team Arrow go after these guys, and they get beat down the first time, and the anti-vigilante task force gets away, and they see Detective Lance when they escape. Now they know Detective Lance is working with the Green Arrow. So what happens is Detective Lance goes and to see Laurel, and Laurel shows Detective Lance that Sarah's back alive. So Detective Lance goes to Damien Dark and asks him what he knows about this, and Damien Dark tells him to put Sarah down because it may look like Sarah, but she doesn't have Sarah's soul, and if it was his daughter, he would put her down back to her final resting place. Now, this is hinting on maybe Damien Dark might be Felicity's father. We we don't know that yet, but I think that's what it is. But we'll find out in other episodes. But anyway, after Detective Lance leaves where Sarah is, the anti-vigilante task force uh, ambushes them and gets them to open up the warehouse where all the drugs are, and they're going to take the drugs and leave Star City and not look back. And Detective Lance tells them they better put a bullet in his head right now because once he gets out, he's coming for them full force. And this is when Green Arrow and Team Arrow come and stop the anti-vigilante task force, and Oliver shoots an arrow and captures the woman that's over it. And while Oliver is talking to Lance, she gets loose and puts a blade in Oliver's back and says if she pushes any further, she can sever his spinal column and he will be paralyzed essentially. And Detective Lance talks to her and tells her and gets her to let Oliver go, and he puts her into custody. Well, before this, Oliver finds out that Detective Lance is working with Damien Dark, and at first he's disappointed with him, but then at the end of the episode, he gets them to go back undercover with Damien Dark. That way, they can learn more about him. And at the very end of the episode, Oliver announces his candidacy for mayor, and he does a press conference, and he tells the city that they need to combine as one to save the city, and that's what his plans is to do as mayor. My question for y'all is, what do y'all think is going to happen with Sarah? Because we at the end of the episode we find out that she's gone, she's escaped, and what do y'all think is going to happen in this episode with that? As always, Preacher Man RB signing out, guys. Do Jesus awesome. See y'all next time.